Wolves, I don't mean to cut you off, but you are in fact popping quite strongly
Okay.
now.
All right. Let's see what we can do about that. Here, a little live fix. Never hurt nobody. I'm going to drop my
That's
recording
I have
volume.
I have turned my stream off by accident trying to live fix. I
Okay.
think that is not true.
Well, I've dropped my recording volume down from 100 to 76. I'll now further drop it to 60. And
Hmm.
then I'm going to turn my noise canceling. No, it's still off. And I'm going to drop my stream volume so that you'll hear me lower and lower. So I'm down about here. Now,
It sounds like your Windows volume on your microphone.
Windows volume on my
You
mic.
know, the volume mixer sound settings
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm. I do.
That's the one that we always fight with at all times.
Are you hearing peaking or are you hearing just a crack on certain sounds?
Just a little bit of cracking.
Okay. Well,
Isn't this fun?
this
Isn't this always fun
it's
to
the
do?
best. It
Oh, I
is
love it.
in fact the best. All right.
Yeah, somebody in the chat while you're doing this, somebody points out that Vampire Survivors is getting an
An
anime before
animated.
the existing Castlevania anime got a game.
God. Yeah, that's insanity.
Like, and it deserves it.
Um okay, I dropped that down too. I don't know how. Am I just getting quieter? Are you still hearing it?
I am not hearing it right now. Hey, somebody asked a great question that I
All
don't know
right.
how to answer, but it's fun to ask regardless. How is audio this difficult when it's just settings that should just never change? That's a great question.
That's why you still see these problems this many years in, because when they don't change, sometimes they just suddenly change.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
Hey, Wooly, you want to hear a really fun one? A really fun one? Paige was going to play Bloodborne last night on this setup. So I go, okay. So I come over to plug the PS5 into the AverMedia capture card. No longer works.
There you go.
Specifically with the PS5.
Wow. Okay.
It still works with the Switch because I've been playing Zelda. I haven't
Did
found it. Oh,
did an
it's working.
update put HDCP back on?
No. So
No?
I took two different PS5s and every cable in my house.
Yeah.
No. And then you know what my favorite part is? You go online. Hey, PS5 not registering with AverMedia 573. And what do you find? You find a 2-year-old thread. Hey, this exact problem that is happening to you. I can't fix it. And then like updates every 6 months of people coming into the thread going, hey, did you fix this? I can't get it to work. And then the answer being, no, I had to get a different capture card. Great.
I had to pull apart the setup over there this week because on one of our sessions we had some sound issues, and then like I'm like, okay, well, what is it? And we've talked about the Windows update things where like yeah, that's a guarantee that something's going to fuck up almost every time, but that's almost better because it's predictable and because you know exactly what caused it. The problem with what's happening now and what's happening over there is nothing has changed, but suddenly something doesn't work, right? And then it's like, is it a wire that is suddenly, is it this? When I move this? No? Okay, well, what about the next step? And what about the next one? And it's like, what the fuck? Literally nothing. I walk out, it's the same. I walk back, I sit down, here I am, but now it's different. That shit fucking sucks, man.
I'm getting extra insane because like the space that I'm in, the only thing it is ever used for is what I'm using it for right now. Right? The dog and cat don't come in here.
Yeah.
Paige never touches a single thing
Yeah.
ever on that side. And the only thing I touch on that side is I take the HDMI out of one and put it into the other to switch inputs for the capture card. That's it. Nothing.
And
Nothing has changed except now it doesn't work.
and to drive me extra crazy, right? You do a self-monitor test so that you do a little quick like, hey, hello, whatever, and then
Oh,
it's like,
sounds
yep,
great.
sounds great. It's never like immediately it's like no, everything's gonna be fine. And then when there's big excitement or a pop or something, that's when the problem comes in and you try to go like, wow, make a lot of noise on the test and it never reads out. So
I think
Yeah.
I think
Anyway,
I have a real delicious Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude
Schadenfreude.
of when you see like your mutuals or people that you follow on social media be like, "Hey, I'm gonna start a stream," and then they do like one stream and they're like, "This shit sucks and is
Mm-hmm.
super hard and
Mm-hmm.
everything broke and I don't know why." And I'm like, "Yes, it did, didn't it?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
doesn't it
yeah.
work? I had an issue 2 weeks ago." No, more than that, a month ago, where if I was playing something and switched inputs on my monitor, OBS would crash, and
Nice.
I couldn't figure out what it was. I
Yep.
mentioned it on Twitter, and fucking KZ Excellent was like, "Yeah, here's some dumbass setting in hardware scheduling deep in Windows
Yeah.
that does that. I don't know what it's for,
Yep.
but it causes this."
Or when you turn video on in Discord and then Discord just restarts, right? Which happened for fucking weeks, and then that
That
happened.
was that like 2 months.
Yep, and then that happened to me this week on a call earlier, and I was like,
Shut up! It
"Oh
did.
no!" And then it didn't happen after that. But I saw one of
Dude,
those, and I was like, "I've
I
seen this
don't
fucking
know
thing
what I
before."
did to fix it.
It's
I
crazy.
still don't know.
Yep, yeah. No, the extra 5 minutes before we started this morning was because these headphones were suddenly just not connecting to the computer that they connect to every week without fail. But there is, for some reason, Bluetooth is like, you know what, fuck you this week, actually. And you're like, do I have to reset the whole thing, disconnect and reconnect? No. I'm just not gonna. Nope. Okay, fine, I'll take it. You know. So, anyways,
Cool. Oh, we got a great question that I want to
why
answer.
do streamers use OBS if it breaks on a weekly basis, Pat?
Hey, guess what? All the other ones break even more.
So much more. I was trying my hardest to make XSplit work for years on the old podcast. I was trying. Remember the fancy little transitions I had with the heads
remember a
and
lot.
all the ooh, look at the and then the computer is dying because the CPU leak every time you open the fucking thing is out of control. It's worse than fucking old browsers would be. Internet Explorer memory leaks have nothing on fucking XSplit. And at some point you're just like, well, it's dropping, and as it drop, it's like no, you're just disconnecting because XSplit is freezing, and then reconnecting because it unfroze, resumed the process. It's fucking horrendous, and then like a ton of other things do so much worse than OBS, right? It's a matter of like the devil you know and the one you don't, because like I swear to God, OBS is just the lightest version of all these troubles.
So OBS has its problems, but like very often you will log in, you will turn on OBS and there will be an update, and the update will have the change list, and one of the things on the change list will be the problem that you had is now fixed.
Yeah. Except that also it introduced a new problem that said, hey,
Well,
that plugin is gone, so you're going to see an error message every time you boot this up forever. If you go manually remove the file, that's not going to stop that message. Hey, guess what? We broke it.
we have another even better question. Are there not solutions in other OS environments like Linux? I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, look. There might be a solution for, let's say, the streaming platform, right? But I simultaneously have running in front of me here the recording Audacity. I have, obviously, we've got Discord going. I have leveling software, and I have the filter for the background noise running. Are all of those things going to be perfectly compatible?
I don't have the filter for the background right now, but I do have a Chatterino, which is a Windows
Chatterino is
version
absolutely running right there.
is chat, which is a better version of existing Twitch chat.
Because I used to just pop existing Twitch chat out, and guess what? That was too heavy. That was too dense. Yeah. So this is a lighter version, right? Do we have all of these solutions? And if we don't, do we have to make them ourselves? Like, you know what I mean?
Linux, every time I talk about any problem, there's always somebody who comes out of the woodwork that says, why don't you use Linux? And then and then you go, and then they often have like the solution for the actual problem that you're having. They're like, oh, I don't know how to use Paint or what, GIMP on Linux, right? And you go, okay, that's great. because this solves the one problem that I'm describing. It will then introduce 10 new problems because all the other stuff that I use doesn't exist on Linux.
Just why don't you build the car, you know, to get where you need to go? Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see? Welcome to Movie Phone. You know, it's just, it's not a solution. It solves the one thing every time. And there's 50 other setup things that just don't exist yet or are not, you know, and it's like, well, there's Lindows. Have you checked out Lindows? And it's like, no, I haven't checked out Lindows. You know, like
I had a period in which when people were like, dude, Ubuntu's so hot, Ubuntu's gonna take over Windows. I'm like, okay, I'll load up a Linux partition, and I did that like maybe 4 times in a year, and every single time I'm like, I'm really glad to poke around in this for funsies. And then never use it for anything because none of the thing I want is supported.
Install it and then install the Windows inside of it that you can run within Linux, and then use that to run all the things you need to run while you're also running outside of that environment.
Somebody literally suggested that maybe 10 lines ago in this chat. Why not just use a virtual Windows inside Linux? Then why am I using Linux in the first place?
Guys, we've done this for over a decade. I know we don't know much, and there's a whole lot of shit we're terrible at. But I promise you, this is the path of least resistance. You don't know what it's like. This is not your jobs. It's our jobs. You have no idea.
Just
all right?
I love it.
The questions seem simple. The answer's always hard. I promise you. For the love of God. Why not
just point the camera at the screen. Just point a camera at the screen and do that, and we'll be done. We'll be done with this.
You know what the real thing is? The real thing is, why not just do this for a couple hours, and then we just that's it. This is how we.
That is the actual question.
Pick the phone up. Done.
Dude, I have to. Okay, I'm gonna kind of out myself. I don't know if this is controversial. I will be browsing through Twitch, right? And I will be seeing somebody that is like, I've never heard of them. They are 10 times bigger than I will ever be. They're wildly successful. You watch their stream for a bit. They're charming. They're good. They're a good streamer, right? And their layout is just a raw rectangle of feed.
Yeah.
Like in the center of the screen with chat covering like the whole right side, and like a fucking animated GIF going on the upper left that covers everything you could see, that like the whole time. And I'm like, I don't know how you fucking look at that and not die. Like I have spent all this time getting somebody to get a layout where I can hide the chat here and hide the alert here.
I used to have a diagonal cut going across the top of my video to create an even split between the corner I'm not using of the live video and the game feed footage.
And here's the part that really matters is that no one cares but me. And I have to deal with that. No one cares. I had a thing where I don't know what I was streaming Zelda, I think. And I had new people coming in because Zelda, it was the midnight launch of Zelda. And someone asked like, "Hey, why isn't the game full screen?" And I'm like, well, because if the game is full screen, then my camera will cover some of it. To which their response was, but full screen though. But I'm like, but you're seeing more. You're seeing more of the game now.
Yep. Well, that's what it used to be, right? Once upon a time. This didn't matter. Once upon a time video, this was all anyways. So this is what it is, guys.
You know what I need to do?
They're still crackling. Of course, they're still fucking crackling. Guess what?
Oh yeah.
There will not be no crackling until we're off, and I can sit here for an hour and play it back, and then figure out which part of this is falling apart.
Should I put my fucking whole stream cut in half and have the bottom of the thing be Temple Run and clips from The Good Doctor with that horrible piano music on it, so that people can pay attention to the top half?
I mean, you're basically describing what in my head sounds like a TikTok layout at this point.
That is the TikTok layout.
Yeah, okay.
It's really, Wooly, it's really funny because the layout I just described on TikTok does have a purpose. It actually has a real purpose that I understand. TikTok is a vertical video format, and they are taking clips from TV and movie that is a horizontal format, and so that you got to do something. So they crop it to 4:3 and then put something on the bottom. I get it, but now the Zoomers they can't even look at the top part of the screen unless there's bullshit happening in the bottom part of the screen.
Like I've seen one just random footage up top, and then Fortnite running at the bottom that has nothing to do with anything, and then I've seen the like clip where the footage is this big and then larger taking up the rest of it is just a really big close-up of some guy's face where he's not actually saying anything. He's just watching and going,
I forget. It's okay. So I don't know who it is.
And it's like, it's just the epitome of like everything that is awful.
Someone's going to be able to tell me who this guy is, because it's the funniest content I've ever seen on TikTok. Okay, it's like a video of Dragon Ball or Yu Kaisen or whatever new battle anime, whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, and then that's the top, and at the bottom, it's a black guy with glasses, and he's got a black hoodie on with white strings coming out, to pull the hoodie, and he is leaning back as far as he can in his chair with his hood over the hoodie. And you can see the video reflected in his glasses, and he is watching like 10-minute long clips, deadpan, not a blink. Like, you're like, is he alive? Is this a still? No, he's just like the most you'll get is like a minor nod, just like, oh.
Yeah, that sounds like how normal people watch normal things normally.
That is how people watch anime, yeah.
And that's just it. Like, but there's that's the opposite of turning it on at all. It's just there's literally nothing there, right?
And it's like, why are you on the screen?
What's the point?
Get out. When you gotta do that React content, you gotta be dynamic, man. Come on. Unless you're Dr. Han, but that's a whole different thing that I don't even want to try and explain why I've been laughing about it for a full week now.
I don't even know what that is, but
the Zoomers will understand.